Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's session, Cloud the Right Way, the Dormakaba story. I am Sriraj Singh and I have been part of YASH Technologies for past 14 years. Currently, I head DACH region and I have worked with varied clients across industries and service lines in developing numerous projects and also participating in sourcing strategy, driving innovative programs. I will also be your moderator for today's session. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. All the attendees will be on mute. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box and I will bring them up at the end of the session. And we will also have a time to discuss the questions at the end. So let's move on further. Let me take a minute to introduce YASH Technologies. We are a leading technology integrator and outsourcing partner for a large and fast growing clients worldwide with 6,000 plus workflows with multiple delivery and sales center globally. We serve our customers across 6 different continents. In my journey, I have witnessed how YASH has adopted new technologies that have emerged in the market and collaborated with customers across different industry verticals by building deep expertise in strategic planning and agile framework. I am delighted to introduce our panel for today. I have an esteemed customer, Tim Pharoah from Dormakaba. Tim, over to you.
Hello, welcome everyone. I am the service cluster owner for hybrid cloud at Dormakaba. I have global responsibility for server infrastructure in the cloud, on-site, on-premise solutions, and data centers. So I've been working in data centers now for more than 20 years. And of course, that encompasses from the beginning of all the different cloud providers. Thank you.
Thank you for that. We also have Rakesh Jain from YASH Technologies. Rakesh.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Rakesh Kumar Jain and I head the Cloud and Infrastructure Services at YASH Technologies. I have more than 25 years of experience and been working globally with CXOs to assist them in defining the overall IT strategy or maybe the future vision roadmap for the digital transformation by adopting cloud first and DevOps approach. Thank you.
Thank you for your brief introduction, Rakesh. Without further delay, let me quickly move on to our discussion. My first question is for Rakesh. YASH is a partner of choice for leading businesses globally. That includes Fortune 500 companies. What are the top 3 to 4 challenges that you feel as an organization are encountering while planning to migrate to cloud?
Thank you, Sriraj. I would just refer back to some of my interactions which I have with the business leaders or the IT leaders across the industries. Now, based on that, I would put a few areas. So first of all is the lack of cloud migration strategy. Now, this would mean what to move to cloud and which cloud will help address their business needs. So I think that's the first and foremost thing, which kind of lacks having a clear strategy moving to the cloud. Next is the in-house skills shortage, and that's where they have to maybe identify the right partner for cloud migration, that who would be the right partner who can help them migrate to the cloud efficiently, effectively, and in a quick manner. Right? Next is the associated cost to the migration, and of course, the data security and compliance related concerns which many customers have in terms of before moving to the cloud. So if you look at it, I think if I elaborate a little bit, especially the major one when it comes to the cloud migration strategy. So technically, most of the people know, yes, if it's a Microsoft-based application stack, maybe Azure would be a better fit, or if it's newer technologies like Java and other technologies, so maybe AWS and AIML, maybe Google and those kind of clouds. However, important is to understand which cloud platform will help the future business needs rather than looking at the current application landscape only. And that's where I think the difference begins. So it's easier to identify based on your current application stack, which would be a best fit, but from a futuristic perspective, because if you're moving to a digital transformation roadmap, it becomes important that what do you want to achieve from a future standpoint and which cloud would be a best suited for that. I think that's where it's important to have it very clearly laid out or identified, working with the right cloud partner who can help them achieve that. And that's where our customers need a partner like YASH who can come and do assessment, which is cloud agnostic, which can provide detailed analysis as to which workloads would be a better fit for which cloud. I think these are some of the top of the head points which come to my mind, Sriraj.
Thanks, Rakesh. Tim, the challenges Rakesh spoke about, can you tell us, have you experienced the similar issues when you were planning cloud migration for Dormakaba?
Okay, so at Dormakaba, I have to start by saying that the move to the cloud has been difficult, right? A lot of people, the marketing will tell you that it's an easy thing to migrate to the cloud, but in reality, it takes a lot of planning and designing and preparation work first to build out the landing zones and the structure to move everything into. At Dormakaba, our internal customers and their requirements are very varied. Dormakaba is both a manufacturing company and a technology company. So we need to support business applications, engineering teams, computer-aided design inside the cloud is challenging. Manufacturing production lines, product development, and agile development teams. So there's a complete balance in between the need for self-service and super fast delivery and very stable and robust business application environments, all within a single design that can meet all of the requirements in a very secure kind of a zero trust model around security. In addition to all of that, you also have, as part of the norm these days, heavy integration with third-party partners. And working in the cloud makes all of that possible because we're all speaking the same language and can collaborate well based on a cloud design that allows for that and allows for requirements before you get them quite often, right? So thinking about, as we were saying, right, thinking about the not where you are now, but where you need to get to, and being prepared before the for all types of requirements, and having the blueprints there that allows you to react to those. So the biggest challenges for us we've found, so if it's of interest for people, I think some of the larger data migrations from on-premise or data centers to the cloud has been difficult, and sometimes fine-tuning performance when we're moving from on-premise to the cloud to find that right balance between cost and performance. So those are the main points, I think. Thank you.
Okay, and also could you add your cloud journey at Dormakaba?
Okay, yeah. So we started on our journey to the cloud in 2019, mainly at Dormakaba. I was working at a previous company, so I had more cloud experience at another company. But at Dormakaba, it started at 2019, where the decision was made to close the data center. And then we started with a kind of a lift and shift project, and then had to improve once in Azure and solve some of the challenges, right, that you get from a lift and shift type approach. But then since that project, we tripled our volume in the cloud, and we already know that we plan to double again in the next year. So it's all been about, for us, achieving the shortest path to the benefits. And we have to say as well that on-premise, and we're a hybrid cloud team, right? So on-premise and data center infrastructure continues to play part of our strategy, but cloud obviously gives us huge benefits and flexibility and collaboration benefits. So that's been the right approach for us, is to have a hybrid cloud strategy that focuses very much on moving a lot of our workloads to the cloud.
Thank you, Tim. Could you please tell us why Yash as a cloud migration partner of choice?
Okay, so I think the main benefits for us, particularly around Yash compared to other providers, is you have a very wide skill set and a large team of experts that have been onboarded at Dormakaba and are ready to take on a very large variety of requirements very quickly. So the YASH team members are integrated with the internal team and use Dormakaba's tools, so they're really part of a single delivery team. And the setup allows Dormakaba to respond to requests for new solutions and for peaks in workload as well, without any struggle to find either the resources or available people or the necessary skill set. And I think that in today's fast-paced world, it's absolutely required in order to be competitive that we're able to respond and have the skill set already onboarded. So in many cases, YASH have proactively onboarded people with the right skill sets, even without us really needing to ask for them, because they could see and are proactively managing our application landscape, because exactly what's working as we're working together in the cloud, and could see what we were going to need. So yeah, thank you very much to YASH and your team for being with us on our journey into the cloud.
Thank you for the team for the valuable feedback. Rakesh, would you like to add your views on YASH journey with Dormakaba?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a delight in terms of working together with the Dormakaba team. As Tim mentioned, we started along in the 2019 when the Dormakabas started on their digital transformation journey. And the good part is, I think it's more a collaborative effort, and sometimes we interchangeably call Dormakaba at YASH and YASH at Dormakaba. That kind of you can say synergies, or that kind of you can say terminology is used internally between the teams and between us as such. And as I think the team has learned quite a lot over a period of time, because the environment is changing, the new technology is getting introduced at Dormakaba. And yes, I think because of the collaborative nature of the engagement, the way we both the teams engage together, so we have been able to maybe look at their upcoming needs and upcoming demands and fulfill those needs in a timely manner before even they really need it. So I think those are some of the areas which have kind of brought this the partnership, or this you can say in a very healthy manner, I would say, right? So we are doing across, we are supporting them across the board, not only on the public cloud, but maybe on the O365 operations, or maybe some newer solutions, technologies. So all these areas is being wonderful journey, I would call it.
Thanks, Rakesh. Rakesh, what is our best practice we follow to cloud migration for other customers? If any accelerators are we using to enhance the assessment?
Absolutely, Sriraj. I think without accelerators, I think the journey is incomplete, I would say that, because gone are the days when you have to look at each and everything in a manual manner and a manual approach. And that's where I think the accelerators play a big role. And as I said in the beginning, that we do a cloud agnostic assessment. So here, at least at the Dormakaba, yes, since they were pretty clear, looking at what their business needs are and all. So there was no need for us to go for that kind of a cloud agnostic assessment, because there was a clear choice. But for our customers or the newer ones who are not very sure, like I said, the lack of cloud migration stuff, that's where we can come and help in terms of doing a cloud agnostic assessment, where we provide a detailed analysis. And this analysis not only provides insight about which workload would be a good fit, both from technically and cost perspective, now, even if it means providing visibility for a multi-cloud approach. Now, the customer will have always a choice to choose whether he really wants to go for a multi-cloud approach or not from that assessment based on that, right? But at least he has a visibility so that he doesn't feel anything has missed out at a later stage of time. So that's, I think, from a assessment standpoint. Now, when it comes to the next step, which is the actual migration, there also our migration as a service helps in terms of as an accelerator for our customers to move to the cloud. Now, depending on which cloud they have chosen, and what kind of services they want to leverage, I think it helps out in a faster way to do that. And this platform also goes beyond the traditional lift and shift approach. It covers the optimization of the application topology, migration to the fast services, and even containerization, so to speak. So, and eventually, in case a customer has taken a hybrid approach or a multi-cloud approach, we can support them for the operations using a cloud management platform to manage the multi-cloud or a hybrid cloud environment. So I think end-to-end, if you look at it, at least from starting the assessment, actual migration, and the management, there are a lot of accelerators and beyond as well. I would say that.
Tim and Rakesh, thank you for sharing your opinion. I'm sure so far our discussion on the cloud the right way is helping our audience to get a clear perspective and things to consider while planning their cloud transformation initiative. I have done some research and I've come across during my research. According to the Global Market Insight, the European cloud computing market is set to grow from its current market value more than 25 billion to over $75 billion by 2026. Tim, what's your take on this?
Okay, so yeah, from Dormakaba, we plan to continue and accelerate our usage of the cloud, right? I mean, I think there's no doubt it's a strong growth globally and across all market segments that we're seeing a steep increase in the usage of cloud and of the number of products and solutions available and services that can be used because being in the cloud. And right now we've got a lot of applications and products that were developed with traditional infrastructure in mind. But the newer versions of products and new releases of software tend to be taking more and more advantage of some of the newer technologies. So things like, using containers and the ability to scale in and scale out automatically infrastructure, the increased use of microservices and more portable code, so we could push functionality closer to the users wherever they are in the world. Those things that are still evolving for us at Dormakaba, I think others maybe further advanced, but those things are only going to increase the usage of the cloud in everything we do for our customers, right? So making things more designed for the cloud, and of course the cloud is evolving. It becomes is not a static environment like a data center tends to stay static for a lot of years. As the new services and new functionalities are released in the cloud at a much faster rate. So we feel that the growth is going to continue. We're very confident that we made the right strategic decisions, and we feel confident that we're on the right path, and we're looking forward to doing more and more with Yash in the cloud as we do more migrations from data centers to or on-premise solutions to the cloud, while finding the right balance. The cloud doesn't fit for absolutely everything, but it's each time is more and more that we're moving to the cloud. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Rakesh, what you would like to add here more to it?
So I think the increase in the cloud adoption has already started in last 1.5 years, maybe due to pandemic, if I have to call it. So there is a sudden surge in terms of expansion to the cloud, and so what is happening is many of our existing customers, they have moved to cloud-based, maybe desktop as a service or VDI, what we call it in different terms. And some of them are already in the process of moving, because to enable their workforce access their environments from anywhere. So I think that's the beginning, or that's one of the major things which has happened during because of the pandemic, I would call it. Next is the area of which is the DevOps, which most of the customers are leveraging capabilities. So like Tim talked about microservices, containerization, and those are other technologies and other capabilities which are being leveraged on the cloud. And I think it's just going in a fast-paced manner on that front as well. And when they're using the DevOps capabilities, they are trying to leverage most of the native tools available on those clouds, and in addition to whatever they have on-prem. So that's next is, I think, there are readily available frameworks for AI and ML capabilities where now the business decisions are moving to the cloud. Now the decision making is being done through by leveraging these capabilities on the cloud, and so the whole lot of data which is coming up when when users are visiting and all that. So I think in addition to that, I would also say maybe call center capabilities are also moving to the cloud. And then there are a few customers whom we are talking as we speak today who are willing to move their call center or the voice capabilities to the cloud itself from the traditional ones which they were using on-prem. So all in all, I think there is, if I have to put it in summary or if I have to summarize it, I'll not be maybe surprised even if it crosses 75 billion and reaches maybe 100 billion by 2026. So while, yes, your research says 75 by 2026, but it may go beyond that. That's my personal view for sure.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thanks, Tim, for that. So I see a couple of questions from the audience. So first question for you, Rakesh. What kind of cloud strategy should organizations adopt given the chance that the pandemic has brought?
Oh, wonderful. That's a good question. I think this kind of aligns to what I just said as a part of my response to the last question you asked, Sriraj.
Yeah.
So I think there is a whole lot which can be done on the cloud as such, right? So there were limitations earlier. Even the rapid application development can be done on the cloud also very fast. Any new technologies. There are a lot of, you can say, products which are available, which are coming or which are offered by a lot of vendors as SaaS, which is again cloud, nothing but a different form of cloud. And integration of those SaaS platforms to the existing applications becomes quite easier, I would call it, in terms of because of the API integrations available at that one. So I think in any organization who is looking at a whole digital transformation, whether it's pandemic or non-pandemic, so I think cloud is the way to go. And a whole lot of services, as I talked about earlier, whether it's you can say cloud-based call centers, cloud-based you can say VDI solutions or DevOps capabilities, AI ML, you name it, and there are a whole work, you can say a lot of services available on the cloud for any organization to expand quickly. And if we see some examples, I think why many of those you can say unicorns which we call today, how come they have grown in such a fast-paced manner? Because they are leveraging the capabilities of cloud which are available. So I think I would say that there is no limit in terms of leveraging the capabilities. Yes, as an organization, the organization should be clear in terms of having a cloud strategy and what they want and how they want to achieve the desired business outcome. That's more important.
Thanks, Rakesh. One more question for Tim. What would you recommend as a way to keep the spend optimal while maximizing the outcome?
I guess it's careful planning of the types of VMs and when to use pay-as-you-go type solutions versus reserving instances. In our case, in Azure. One of the things that the Yash does for us is you're constantly reviewing unused infrastructure and proactively looking to seek out savings. And you also provide kind of a cost-led, as part of the service review meetings, right? Cost-led capacity planning, where you drive what's driving our highest costs, and which costs are growing fastest each month. So you can control things that way. And also you understand the applications that are running and the criticality of those applications within our business from the service level, but also because we keep a track of which things are most critical. So you're able to recommend on an application by application basis some changes. So we had some examples of archiving, right, that was driving a lot of storage costs, which when we went into the details with Yash and our applications teams. It was like, yeah, okay, we could do this in a more cost-effective way. So those are the main things that we're doing at the moment, and we do it every month, and review it monthly and quarterly, the cost savings, and make sure that there's not anything that's out of control.
So yeah, basically the cost-effective solutions and the cost optimization solutions what we provide on a monthly basis. Okay. Thanks, Tim. In the course of time, we would like to take one more question, Rakesh. Here is the last one for you. What type of DevOps tasks and problems have you or your company been tackling so far?
Okay, so I think DevOps, there are different areas which can be managed or addressed using the cloud platform. So as I said, if you are developing your own applications, you can leverage a lot of native capabilities which we have done for the customers in terms of leveraging the existing tool sets available and creating a whole end-to-end pipeline in terms of automating that piece, whether it's infra as a code or whether it's the whole continuous integration or the deployment piece. So that's also doable. Second is, again, when I talked about some of the, you can say, SaaS-based products, right? Maybe whether it's a Salesforce or any other area, there also we are doing a lot of DevOps work for our customers. Even SAP DevOps we do, right? So that's another area we are doing for some of our customers on that front. Next is the whole AI ML thing again. So if, like I said, a lot of decisions are being made using the data which is available, leveraging the AML capabilities. Now, how do you do data ops or the ML ops or AI ops for that matter? So those are some of the use cases which we have developed for our customers, and of course, especially in the Europe region. Maybe if I talk about a dairy farm where we did the whole data ops piece to enable the whole decision-making process for the organization from a business perspective. And similarly, the ML ops and other things. So I think there is a whole lot of, you can say, capability which we can bring to the table in terms of running DevOps on the cloud as such.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim and Rakesh, for your highly insightful and informative session. I would also like to thank all the attendees for taking time out for participating in the event. Please look out for an email from us with the link to the recording. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at info@yash.com. Thank you and have a good day.